All right, so just picked up a camera, like document scanner thing here. ShuOne is the brand, ShuOne, and that's about all the info we have on the box. And so USB-C cable, and let's see, let's take the foam out, and then there we go. So very interesting blue, and that, and a little bit more foam in the bottom. Don't need that. So warranty card and download. Hopefully it will work with the just camera app on the I'm going to use on a Windows laptop, and I guess we can get a quick start guide video there. So I'll take a look at that, and manual. So does have additional ports on here, so I am interested to see how that will work, possibly plugging in a microphone here and then having one cable running to the computer instead of having to have a hub here and all of that. So that would be pretty nice if that all works out like that. So I will look at the different buttons on here, and how to use. I'm not really going to be using it on Teams or anything like that, just recording some videos here, possibly in class for teaching purposes, being able to scan a demo and or show something down here and have it projecting up on the screen for the class to see. So I'll have to get a photo of this out a little bit more, but it's obviously extending out a good ways here. Let's give you a sense of the size of the base here. So pretty, not real heavy, but mostly weight in here. So center of mass, so it should be stable and not be tipping over. So even out like that, it's stable and nice non-slip pad here on the bottom. So I have to look at all the buttons on here. I know one was LED, some other sort of things here, brightness, stuff like that. And the others had to do, I believe, with the focus. So it's got a cable kind of channel in here to keep the cord retained as you adjust all of that. And I guess that's probably the LED light up there and camera and swivels and pans here. So you can sort of point down at something here. You could turn it something there. So yeah, looks pretty flexible and seemed like it had decent resolution. So I will hook it up and take a look. All right, so kind of recording this with two cameras, so hopefully we can sort of see what's doing. First of all, this is flipped, as you can tell, and so I'm going to press the flip rotate button, and you got to do it a couple times, and there, now I've found the right orientation for this, and see a bit of space here available. I'll try to pull up and sort of see, and obviously this is just where I happen to position this. I can move this all over and twist and turn, and so very nice and adjustable, all that, but I just happen to kind of set it up there just for giggles. to start. So first thing is it has this little LED button up here, and you can probably see right in here just kind of got a little bit brighter and a little bit darker. So something to add a little bit of light. Not sure how well that's really gonna do on there. We already saw the flip button. You have a increase the brightness overall and decrease, so you can sort of dial in to get the right look you want there. And then it has a zoom in feature. That's all the way in. And I think that looks really good on screen as I'm looking at it there. I don't know how it's going to turn out on there, and back out to all of that. And then you have a manual focus, which really not sure what that is going to do other than obviously me lifting it up brings it out of focus. Now, if I put it back onto, and when I did that, the fixed focus LED up here is lit blue. It's a little bit out of the frame on the other camera here. Now I'm going to press auto. That's now lit, and we'll see. So as I bring that up, it stays in focus fairly well till I get up really close. So if you go into fixed focus, I'm not sure how you actually focus because I don't think there's anything up here on this lens to do anything. I don't think so. So not sure. Have to play with that, but I can't imagine I really care about doing fixed focusing. Just let it do its autofocus sort of thing until that doesn't work. But all right, so you can scan some pretty small text. So that's the manual there. And all that. The one thing that's interesting is I'm not using the cable that was provided. That was faulty. Maybe you think the whole unit was bad. It was actually just the cable. So I'm using one of mine, and you want to use a USB-C cable here. It doesn't show up in the other camera, but and I have a microphone plugged into the back of. Let's see, it doesn't reach. So yeah, it doesn't reach. But anyway, I have a USB headset microphone plugged into the back. So it's running through there, which is nice. All right, so now we're looking at my little benchy boat print, and I think it shows the color fairly well. And you kind of have the light reflections from the lights that I have lit up in here. Now let me turn the LED light on there, and not really. Oh, there. Now it's on. Okay, it wasn't on the first time. And now it's off. So there it's on. So it is, it's brightening things up a little bit, but I think I'm happy without it most of the time. That's the one. Now it's off. All right. So, and again, can play with the zooming in. Zooming out. So there was that, and somewhere, but oh, there it is. Grocery sale ad. Not that I really need to be broadcasting grocery sale ad, but I don't know where you are, but we have Aldi's around here. So let me, so what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 by 10. So for that, I'm going to want to pull up my camera here a little bit higher. And so, and just drop the manual, but that's okay. So if that was something important that I'd want to broadcast, again, I can go up, probably up a little bit higher, be pointed out enough to, if you do it on a weird angle, You can kind of get that keystone shape problem. But to me, this looks pretty square, or rectangular, I guess would be the right case. But so it's maybe a little bit angled out, maybe a little bit more like this. But to me, that's covering the whole range here. And then I can play with the rotation button. No, so I can't flip it the other direction. But I could always, turn the head here. Turns 90 degrees, and then turn the paper. And of course now, got to be careful of how you do that, getting the face of the camera in. And so something you can fiddle with. And it's on the autofocus, so if I come up there, it seems to stay in focus fairly well till a certain point. So hope that is a helpful look for you. Pretty handy for taking, my main sort of thing is going to be taking pictures of documents and some old photos where I don't need incredible high resolution and don't want to wait for a flatbed scanner to do its thing. And another handy use for this is teaching class where you need to have a small something happening here, but you need everybody out there to be sort of seeing it. Really, really helpful for doing that kind of thing instead of having everybody kind of huddle around a table and then they can't see very well. It's another place I tend to want to be able to use this. So hope that helps you out. Have a great day and happy scanning, projecting, broadcasting, whatever you're doing. Take care.
All right, so here's another item that we got today, and I'm really excited about this one because this is it's a desktop. It says it's a desktop live stream camera, but technically from the description, this is a desktop paper scanner or paper viewer. Where you could view documents. Remember old school when they used to have those overhead projector things and the little glass projector, you put the paper down and then it would view it up on the screen. So this is like that, except it takes whatever document you're looking at and puts it on your computer. Now, technically speaking, you can kind of do this with your phone. Kind of like how I'm recording this video. I could do that with documents, but I'm hoping that with a device like this, it would actually capture documents a little bit better. I'm starting a personal project of mine of cleaning out my file cabinet and documents that I keep. I want to go digital as much as possible, so I want to scan as many documents that I don't have to physically keep, scan them into my computer, into my personal OneDrive account using this device, and then shred them so that they go into the trash safely, and then only keep documents that I absolutely must keep, like tax documents and things like that. All right, so I'm gonna use my Surface, and I'm gonna plug in the USB. It's a USB-C that goes into my Surface, and then the other end is a regular USB that goes into this device. Now I like that the cord is not very, very stiff. That's actually pretty good. I'm guessing it goes into one of these. No, actually I think I have it backwards. It's saying PC, so the USB-C needs to come here And I only have one regular USB port on my Surface, so that means I'm going to have to unplug my mouse dongle and then plug this into the USB. All right, so I'm hoping that the video is coming out good, so be patient with me. All right, so that powered it on. Is it still in frame? All right. So I'm an IT person, so I'm thinking I can figure this out without without looking at instructions. But I'm going to turn this around, and I'm actually going to grab my phone. So let me pause this. All right, so now I'm holding my phone, so please excuse any shakiness. So it lights up at the bottom, which is pretty cool. I have to figure out what all these buttons are for, but the whole device, and this is why I had it on the stand, so I wouldn't have to do things with one hand, right? Now, I don't even know if there's something I need to download. Okay, let me look real fast. Yes, there is a download. That's for utility guides. So I have this here, visit our download center for useful utility guides. It doesn't say anything about software that's needed. Well, that's not helpful either. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's any download. It's just a camera source. All right, so what that means is on my Surface, I would go to camera. All right, I'm back again, and you know what? There was nothing in the online tutorials or even Googling Windows 11 how to change the default camera, because when you open the camera app, it defaults to whatever, the front or back. So what I figured out on my own, because in my device list, I was able to see this camera, but in the camera app itself, there was nothing in settings that'll allow you to switch the camera, and nothing on Google search turned it up. So what I ended up doing is thinking, all right, well, now there's 3 cameras. There's a front camera, right? Up here in the top, there's a front camera, back camera, and now there's a 3rd camera. So if I switch camera, right, it switches to the front, which is me, and then I switch again, and now we're on this bad boy right here. See? Hi. Okay, so I think we're in business. So what I really want to use this for, and now I know I can also use it for like live streaming or Teams meetings, but you know, I have an embedded camera on my Surface for that. So I don't really care about that. What I really got this device for was to test document scanning. And then use the option, let's see, for document scan. So in that blue area, it shows the document area, which is exactly what I want. And then I'm gonna just take the picture. All right, so now, why is my finger in the way? All right, let me do this again. I'm gonna take a picture where I'm not in the shot. All right, and so now, if I look at my document scan, I have it this way. So that's pretty good. I want to be able to rotate like that, then there we go. So this is how I want to scan my documents. I mean, hopefully it's going to be really easy to do, you know, as I'm moving along and scanning documents real fast. If I set little guidelines on where to put the paper, just take a quick picture and move on, and then I could just save them. Hopefully that makes it easier. So we'll see. We'll see if it's going to be an easy thing to do. Otherwise, I guess I have a handy new webcam, but this is what I got the device for, so I'm hoping that it works really good. The other thing too is that it could be really good if I want to do my coloring sessions, which I do tend to do, and it'll allow me to color on my desk and have this camera that'll just, you know, monitor me coloring and drawing. So that's another purpose for it. But anyway, it's the device itself is great. Easy to set up. It's plug and play. It started working immediately. The only thing I would say is that there's no intuitive instructions that say, you know, how to use it with Windows 11. So for those who may have a computer that is Windows 11, you need to use the camera app. You need to use the camera app, and then it's not intuitive on where to change your device. So you're gonna have to use the camera switching. Use the camera switching that's in the top right corner. If you're doing a document, then you can change it to document here on the side, or do a video, or use it for a photo. But you would change the input for your camera device here at the top right. So hopefully that helps somebody, because I had to figure it out on my own. And there you go.
Okay, so this is a review for a document camera. I was so excited to get this. I've never had one before, and I just thought it would be cool for so many different things. One thing is that I actually wanted to start a Bible study for my daughter and her friends online, and I wanted to do it through like a Teams chat. So yeah, I thought this could be perfect for that. It says desktop 360 live stream camera. Now, I was upset because the original cord that it came with does not work. And it's a really nice, like, braided cord. But this piece here doesn't stay in the device. So when I plug it in, it doesn't do anything. If I hold it in, it'll work. But as soon as I let go, it's like it's not even plugged in. So this cord is junk, unfortunately. So I had another one. Thankfully, I'm gonna use this one to set it up. Okay, so when I plug it in, it lights up, which is really cool. All the buttons are lit up. Okay, so this is a little harder than I had expected it to be. I thought I could just plug it in and somehow it would work. I mean, as you can see, it does light up and turns on. The camera, however, I mean, if this is a light, I don't know if that's supposed to turn on, but this doesn't turn on. I'm not getting it to pick up a picture. I'm not able to figure out how to work it just yet. The instructions say to select the mirror box HSV223 as the camera source to Zoom, OBS, Microsoft Teams, GoToMeeting, etc., which I tried to look on Microsoft Teams. I cannot find anything that says mirror box or HSV223. I can't find any way to change the camera. I am at a loss. So, that being said, and that's all the instructions that this comes with. There's nothing else. I mean, it tells you what these buttons do. But it doesn't explain very thoroughly how to hook it up and get the camera to work. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more investigating. I'm going to have to search the internet on how to get this document camera to work, or how to change my settings to allow it to work. And then I'm going to have to update this review. So for now, I mean, you can see how the camera is. It is exactly as it is described. So, like I said, I am going to have to do my homework and get back to you on how I'm going to make this work. So, I can't even remember how to fold it up. I think it goes this way. There we go.
Okay, so we're taking a look at this HSV223 projector. All right, comes all closed up. What's nice is it does have a lot of joints in it, so it's got a lot of spots you can make adjustments, or you could have it facing out in order to face you. A lot of nice buttons for options on there. You can have the lighter on or not. You can focus or automatic, manual automatic, zoom in, zoom out, screen up, screen down. So if you look over at the screen, okay, you can see that picture is pretty clear. What I like about it is when I move, I'm not getting a ton of motion blur on there, which is a problem with some cameras that you move your hand, all you see is just a blur across the screen. So anytime you try to do something, you get a lot of blur. This one's pretty good, pretty crisp. Does a pretty good job focusing in and out without, you know, the screen wobble. Let's see, a couple nice things. You can flip pretty easily for presentation mode. That's kind of nice. You can turn, you know, the light, here's the light off, or light on, I mean. Kind of see the difference there. Here's the light off. Like I said, you can zoom in. About there, I think is it. Yep. And then zoom back out. So it lets you zoom a little bit. Not a huge amount of zoom in there, but a little bit. And then, you know, brighten the screen and lower the screen. And the nice thing that I liked about it, if you look back at the camera, is again, just the easy way it was to connect. I just USB-C, plug that part in, and then I plug this into the USB on my PC without any software or anything. It just connected immediately, recognized it as my camera, and then when I was able to open it, it worked right away. So I do like that it was able to connect immediately, and it, like I said, it's a pretty good picture, pretty lightweight, nice little design, pretty easy to travel with. So yeah, pretty nice little screen projector. I really like it. Might be my go-to on the road projector from now on.